World Superbikes hits Europe for the first time in 2025. Welcome to the Algarve International Circuit ahead of race 1 for the Portuguese World Superbike round. James Toseland's in the middle of his grid walk. Let's head down to him now.
It's Daniel Petrucci, isn't it? I'll always make the extra. Marco Bonobo, the team manager, is just talking. Is it possible, a little word? Danielo, looking really strong again. How is the arm? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel like I have already the right arm really tired from yesterday, but this morning I felt better. It's a problem I have since I was racing in MotoGP with 2 hernias here, and I feel like I have the right arm of another person. But at least this morning was a fast person, a quick rider.
Well, hopefully it's Arnold Schwarzenegger for this one, buddy. Good luck in the race.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully whatever arm he's going to have. We've got a couple of more minutes left, so we'll go. Travelling some distance here on this grid walk today. Oh, no, I've got a bit of a pant on, which is unlike me, even at my age. I'm getting on a bit now, so that might be it, other than the distance. But Nicola Bulliger here is just getting his final words from his chief engineer and of confidence. Can I just creep in, if it's possible, just for a quick word? Nicola, fantastic lap in qualifying. How are you feeling for this one?
Yeah, I feel quite good. We will see, because it's quite hot, and we never try with this track temperature, so will be different for everybody, so we will see what's happened.
I don't think it's going to be easy as Australia, though.
No, Australia was very good, but honestly we know that this is Toprak circuit, but if I can fight with him, will be great for the rest of the season.
I hope you do. Good luck. Really, really strong. And as we go to pole position now, with a couple of minutes, 1 place in front, pole position. It is the double world champion, Toprak Razgatlioglu, taking a few pictures with the sponsors here in the BMW team. What a lap it was. I know you were disappointed without a 38, but 39.0 is absolutely amazing. How are you feeling for this one?
I feel it's very good. For 1 lap, you know, everything is easy, bike is very good working. But for the pace, okay, we are look strong, but also the Ducati is improve a lot, and especially Bulega. We will see. I don't know now. I'm just trying to my best, and very hot condition. Now I see 46 degrees on asphalt, and like this, Ducati is very big advantage. Everyone know this. But anyway, you know, I like this track. I love the fight, and maybe we are fighting with Bulega, and maybe I'm right alone. I don't know. We will see all together.
What is the tactic? Is it to go and try and disappear, or is it to manage everything?
My plan is going alone, but we will see. You know. I'm just trying to do the strong pace. If I'm did this, I think we are to win the race. But anyway, we will see in the race. I don't have any plan now.
Good luck, Toprak.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the double world champion. Once on a Yamaha, now on a BMW. The #1 is on the front of that bike. Is he going to be able to retain it this season? Who knows? If it was anything to go by Australia, he's going to have a tough job. But here in Portimao, it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it, Greg?
It certainly is, James, and good job on the grid walk. That was like an Olympic sprint fused with an episode of Takeshi's Castle, the way you were sort of navigating your way around all sorts of different personalities. But a decent crowd here at Portimao. It's not the most spectacular crowd I've ever seen, to put it mildly, but good to see quite a few Brits here as well. I don't think there's quite so many this year, of course, because Jonathan Ray is out of action. We normally get a really good contingent of Northern Irish fans flocking their way towards Portimao, and also we're here much earlier in the year as well. It's usually a summer meeting, is this, or certainly later on in the spring, but this is certainly the earliest we've been to Portimao for a long time. They really make a lot of noise with the horn on that Subaru, don't they, as it pulls away on the run down to turn 1, because it is an electric car. And I've just actually realised I called it a Hyundai earlier, didn't I, and not a Subaru, but it's definitely the Subaru safety car of 2025 as it moves away into its lap, and then it will actually join the grid at the back. You'll see that car. It's the first lap medical chase, it's known. We don't have a safety car procedure here in World Superbikes as they do in BSB, but they do have, obviously, the first lap medical chase, which is standard in motorsport, and there's one of them just coming into the shot in the background there, and that'll follow the field around when the race begins. Obviously, probable to have first lap incidents. Let us hope that there are not going to be any, and that the medical car can dive back into the pits at the end of that first lap. But smiles are plenty then for Russell and for Toprak himself. Phil Marin was off to the left-hand side there. And we're only, what, a month, 5 weeks on from when Toprak dubbed this a Ducati Cup and said, I'm not going to be racing in World Superbikes anymore if it carries on like this. We had a top 6 Ducati lockout for the first time since 2004. But there were very different circumstances in Australia. We had an anti-clockwise track. We always have unusual situations with tyres. Pit stops and much harder tyres were drafted in. Different story here. Alex Lowes, unfortunately, had a crash earlier on in turn 13. Came back in, got the bike repaired, went back out, put a great lap in for 5th place on the grid, just ahead of his brother, and sadly had the time taken away from him, as did many other riders. But Alex had only got 1 quick lap in. So
that is the sad part, but here we go. It's time to get started. Welcome. Ready, set to go for the Superbike Portuguese Round 2 of the 2025 Championship. Race 1 is about to start. Buckle yourself in for a blast. Here we go then, it's time for round 2 and race 1 of the FIM World Superbikes. This is how it stands coming in. This is your grid. It's Toprak Razgoliolo on pole position from Nico Bulliger and Daniel Petrucci on the front row. Row 2 then sees Locoletti, Sam Lowes and Javier Verhey. Row 3 sees Van der Mark alongside Dominic Agata and Avio Bautista. Row 4, Remy Gardner, Ike Nakanoa and Yari Montella, who crashed in qualifying. Then on row 5, it's Bassini, Scott Redding and Garrett Gerloff. Falling down, row 6, Andrea Iannone, and then Sofagulu alongside Tito Rabat. Row 7, Ryan Vickers alongside Tart McKenzie, and then Dia Halloran as well coming through in the back. Row 8 sees Zaidi alongside Alex Lowes, who had his best lap time cancelled early on after crashing in qualifying. 20 laps ahead of us then here. We're all set to go for what's going to be a fascinating race. Let's check in with our commentary team.
He's got it all to do from 21st on the grid, but he hadn't ridden that Yamaha with these modern Pirelli tyres on the full World Superbike spec ever before, because Augusto Fernandez tested here a week or so ago to sub for the injured Jonathan Ray. And then, of course, we had the incident in Argentina when Miguel Oliveira was taken out of the Grand Prix by Fermin Aldeguer. So Augusto's over in Austin, Texas, subbing for Oliveira. And here at Oliveira's home circuit, we've got Jason O'Halloran back in the World Superbike Championship for the first time since 2018.
Yep, it's a very difficult circumstance to try and get right, but we will bring it to you as we go. And hopefully, if you understand it, we'll understand it back at home and how weird this situation is going to be. We'll come up now to the main commentary box. Hello everybody, there's your starting grid. Your starter for 10 alongside us here for the 20-lap race. Just making sure that we can remove it for when the lights go out and you can see the full timing screen. Rider tracker, well, it was quite interesting because the app went down during the Supersport race, so we think they might have been able to fix the tracking. If not, then there's a problem that we'll see later on. But we'll see when they blast off down towards the first corner. Bulliger leads on 62 points. He's 26 clear to Avio Bautista, 27 to Andrea Iannone, 31 to Daniel Petrucci. Bulliger 62, Bautista 36, Iannone 35, Petrucci 31. Toprak right at the back. What is he going to be able to achieve here today? Race 1 then, 20 laps ahead of us, around about 35 to 40 minutes of running. Toprak Razgoliolo 1:39.081. That's your pole time, and that is what we're going to have to beat. We're getting set then. We'll wipe the screen. The red flag is at the front of the field. For the first time this year, the BMW World Champion of Toprak Razgoliolo starts on pole position. He's got the Ducatis alongside him. He's got a Yamaha behind. Then a second Ducati with Sam Lowes and the Honda of Javier Verhey. All eyes to the lights then. Green flag at the back. Round 2 of the Moto Championship is away. Lights out, we're racing for Superbikes down to turn 1. Great start from Nico Bulliger. Bad start from Toprak Razgoliolo. He's standing still. He's dropped back into a bad 6th position. Terrible start from Toprak. Brilliant start from Bulliger. He leads into turn 1, through turn 2, and then into into 3 at Lagos. Anyone going to go down? No. World Superbikes in a brilliant start here as they head up in towards Luco in turn 4. Bad start from Toprak. He's down into 6th position. The BMW launch not working so well. Andrea Localetti brilliantly up into 2nd position as we head down the hill into the braking zone for turn 5 at the hairpin, and there's got a crash already. That's the 45 of Scott Redding and the 19 of Avio Bautista. They've gone down at turn number 5. Will that bring out the red flags? Well, they're up and walking away. That's the most important thing, but they've crashed out. Officially saying in turn 4. That's top of the hill at Luco then. We'll keep an eye out if that's going to be the situation, but meantime, race continuing on, and Toprak still struggling behind there as well. What a start.
Goes up the inside of Vierge. Look on the right-hand side. He didn't get through. They're side by side.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Toprak because he got away off the line, not great, but he wasn't a disaster. There must have been a gear shift problem as he goes under Vierge, really late on him at turn 13. He gets that one done. His next victim's going to be Petrucci, isn't it, in front into turn 14, but something must have happened to the gear shifts that he had from going from first gear to 2nd and 3rd before the first corner.
Great to see a Honda up there, isn't it? Starting on the 2nd row of the grid and fighting away with Toprak Razgatlioglu. What about Andrea Locatelli? We believe with the super concession rules, Yamaha have some really updated chassis parts this weekend, and he's going with Buliger. Sam Lowe's on target for a podium at the moment. He's yet to finish on the podium in the World Superbike Championship. Petrucci then is in 4th place. Then it's Toprak. Oh, that's Vandermeer going up the inside.
Michael Vandermeer makes a fantastic move and forces a few of them off the circuit. Now we get our timing monitors back again. I was wondering where they were going to go for a while. I can see the maximum speed deltas as well. Last lap time coming through. So 4/10 at the moment. You can see the gap between the first one is the gap between the leader. The second one is the interval. You can see that happening on screen. Bulliger leads. Toprak is down to 5th position. He's passed Javier Verhey. Agater down to 8th. Vandermeer's got through. Brilliant start then. And as Sean's pointed out, look at Alex Lowe's. P23 already up into 14th position. Brilliant start from him on the big motor. Rimini by the KB998. Is our timing screen's going to want to work? I don't know. They're still trying to work and they're still trying to refresh. Officially, it's still lap 1 of 20. Don't know how that's happened on the monitor. We'll see. Toprak up the inside, though. He's up into 4th. He's going for it on the inside. Has he got ahead of Petrax? Yes, he has. So, Toprak up into 4th, passing Petrax. Not entirely sure what's happened to our driver tracker once more, or even our full information. So hopefully they'll fix it eventually, but yeah, it's not really the 100% brilliant strategy there, is it, from World Superbikes? Here, have everything going through. Also, instantly evolving turn 4, something flashed up on the monitor, couldn't quite see it as it came through. Down through Galp at the bottom of the hill. There's Scott Redding being brought back in. The fans giving him a round of applause. Toprak's up to 3rd. He's got ahead of Sam Lowe's. Let's take a look at a replay. So this is into Lagos at 3. It's uphill at 4. Who's going to take who down? Oh, he just got clipped.
It looks like Scott
Redding got clipped by Bautista. Bautista's bike goes flying. Yes, I think as I'm hearing from James Toslin, Gardner squeezes Redding and Redding collects Bautista, and they both go down. Kind of helped Toprak start there, then it hasn't made the best getaway, but still, that's 9 times out of 10 it's going to come through. Okay, so Toprak's up to 3rd position. So who says it is a Ducati Cup? Yeah, they're leading with Bulliger by 8/10, but then we've got Yamaha BMW inside the top 3. This is down to turn 1, and there, let's go at Gerloff in 15th position now. There's Sam Lowe's trying to have a go around the outside of Toprak down to the first corner. Hasn't worked out. Jason O'Halloran went down to 19th. Yari Montella, according to my timing screen, is out of the race. So Montella is out as well. 3 retirements. Yeah, 5 not actively competing. So out of the race then has gone Yari Montella after a disastrous qualifying. Toprak Razgatlioglu fastest up of the race. And there is Yari Montella, who has gone down. I don't know if it's a crash or not. I can't see anything hanging off the bike. They've the marshals have picked it up and pushed it away. Maybe it's stalled, or it hasn't come up as a crash on our monitor systems. At least the rider tracker. That's the only thing not working at the moment. Toprak's going for a move though on Localetti. He's going to have the inside line down towards the first corner. Toprak takes 2nd position with absolute ease. Straight on the brakes into 1. Toprak, bad start, getting better. There's Bautista explaining the crash. Yeah, it was a racing incident, I'm afraid. That's what you get. Lowe's up another position. Yeah, he's up to 12th. He's got ahead of Axel Bassini as well. Toprak now 140.381. He's got the fast lap of the race so far. In terms of that in practice as well, I can tell you that in practice 1, he did set it up in practice 2, it was a 39.9, 39.4 in the FP3 session. He got the race with a 0.81, 139.081. So the fastest ever lap around this circuit. Now he's doing a 40.3. That's much faster. Bulliger's last lap, 40.6, so it's not coming through. Race Link's not working for the 11 of Nico Bulliger and the 95 of Tyler McKenzie. So there is issues with the transponders out here at Portimao. You would think that they'd get it right. We ride now down through into turn 12 and into 13 now at the top of the hill. Bulliger leads by 6/10. Toprak's got him in his eyesight now. How about this? It's a repeat of race 2, the sprint race down at Australia. It's the only race that Toprak got points in as well, was the sprint race, the Super Pole race, I should say. Over now, through the last corner, drop down 7 stories. We ride with the championship and race leader Nicolo Bulliger, as at the moment, Toprak Razgalolio is moving inside the gap now, moving up by 0.4 of a second. Over the line, 0.591 is the gap as they come through. Nightmare Day from Montella, crashed in Super Bowl now. A DNF in race 1 says short. Yeah, it really is a bad point of view. Toprak's going to get 140.351. He's getting that lead down time and time again. There you can see the last lap time on your monitor, as well as the speeds. So is that best lap or last lap? That is best lap you're seeing of the race. So at least there's some benefits coming from our monitors not 100% working up here in the booth. Yeah, Bautista's out of the race as well, as you can now see. So is Scott Redding, Yadi Montella. However, Azadi, the Malaysian rider, still running in 20th. It's between Bautista and Redding is to be reviewed after the race, according to the race control stewards. 16 laps to go here then of race 1 of the Portuguese World Superbike race. And Toprak now within 3/10. He's dropped to 10th in that middle sector, now 4/10 behind. Nope, now moved up again to 3/10. It's changing every second as our TV pictures struggle for images. We ride with Toprak. Just slowly gaining in, more time, more traction. I'd love to know, by the way, if anybody, once again, I'm asking everybody watching, if you have the World Superbike app, is the rider tracker working for you, or is it just not working for me? Because I've got a freeze frame, it won't even load in. So let me know, thank you very much. It's a joke of an app, to be fair, they should really improve it. Or allow the rider tracker to be online like it is for the timing screen. Putting the tracker solely on the app doesn't work. 15 to go, 2/10 between Bulliger and Razgalolio. Yeah, 0.234. This is the battle between Ian Oney and Alex Lowe's for 11th position. Both had grid penalties, both have worked together. Alex had the penalty for crashing and spending his time under a yellow flag because of what happened, and then of course Ian only had one for riding slowly in practice 3. I'm talking faster because Razgalolio was right at the back of Bulliger down into the turn 5 hairpin and coming into turn 6 and 7 through Sampson. He is so close over the top of the roller coaster bump down towards Craig Jones as well. This is where Toprak got all 4 wheels off the track last year. Over the jump and down into Craig Jones, flicked the bike in. The BMW now looking like it's on rails. It didn't have the best start, but this is a bike that can contend with the Ducatis. He can push together as you come down into turn 13. He's moving up by 34 thousandths. The gap still maintaining at 0.3 of a second as you turn into 13. Hug that inside line. Toprak getting closer to the back of Bulliger. Says Shorty, he absolutely is. The gap now a 1/10 of a second as they come through turn 14 at Galp. Oh, and Bulliger's gone wide. Bulliger's gone very, very wide. He missed the apex. He tried to pick it up with a better exit speed down through the drop at turn 15, but Toprak's right with him. He's got the better exit. Toprak is now going to try and have a movement towards the first corner. He can feel it coming. He's reeling him in. He's going to have the slipstream on that BMW bike. 13 now, so 14 laps to go down towards turn 1. He's too far back. That Ducati on the straight, still the fastest. So Story of Ducati, fast on the straights, but slow in the corners, and that's where the BMW of Toprak's closing back in. Toprak was 4 thousandths of a second slow on the last lap. Bullager was a 140.741. Toprak 140.745. There is nothing separating these two at the moment. The championship leader, who won 3 races in a row in Australia, he's got a little bit wide at 5. Toprak's looking back through on the inside. Oh, this is good fun. Amazing fun right now. Amazing chances, amazing attitudes. This is what we love to see. It's what we've been craving to see. We had to tease him in the early races in Australia, but have never really had this opportunity to properly have a fight through. Toprak find a position. He's looking at the inside, top of the hill, 10, 11 and 12. Still nothing. Yeehaw! He's kicking that bike around like crazy. And he's at the inside at turn 13, and they're running in. Oh, Toprak up the inside. A fantastic move on Bullager. Bullager's going to fight him back. His front wheel touching the rear tyre of Toprak. 9 times out of 10, you go down. That was the 1 out of 10 you don't. That was superb riding from both of them. But now Bullager has got the bit between his teeth. He's going to be on the back of Toprak over the top of the hill to start another lap. 13 to go. He pulls the Ducati to the inside line. Toprak pushes the BMW towards the pit wall as well. Can he get anything? Bullager's on the inside line. That Ducati, insane straight line speed, pulls on the brakes, and he's back into the lead. But he goes a bit too deep. Toprak's trying to come back. He resets himself on the bike mid-corner through turn 2. Oh, what racing! And while they're doing this, Locoletti and Lowe's are coming back into it as well. And they're bringing Petrax, VA, and Van der Mark on the other BMW. Fantastic! Down into turn 5 once again. Bullager defends that inside line. That's going to cost him at the exit. You go tight on the inside to 5, it drags you wide at the exit. Whereas what happened with Toprak is wide line into 5, tighter at the exit. It's sort of like the opposite pull effect. Over the top of the hill. Down into Craig Jones. Toprak watching over. Van der Mark down to 6th. Dominic Agater, Mary Gardner. And out goes the 14. Sam Lowe's has crashed. On the same part of the track at the 10-11. At the inside, Toprak does it again. At turn 13. Toprak gets back through. Down into at the gallop corner. She's blocked off Bullager this time. But Bullager's going to have that straight line speed. It's a repeat of what we saw a lap ago. Toprak leads with what will be 12 to go. It's only lap 8. Sam Lowe's is out of the race. He has crashed. Yeah, there he is. He looks like he's dropped it mid-corner. Now, Toprak on his own, goes to the inside line, defends the first corner. Bullager's going to swing round the outside, this time into the braking zone, but Toprak's got the inside line. Bullager's not giving up on the outside, and they almost touch. Toprak learning from his mistakes, defending that inside line this time around, and he continues to lead by the time we reach Lagos. Up to Luco at 4. Bullager's now going to have to change his strategy. He's going to have to go on the attack. Toprak leads. Got MotoGP after this, I might need to lie down. A few changes between them. The battle between Bullager and Razgalioli is making a flashback of Mark to Rossi. It's exactly what it is. This is amazing stuff. Over the top then, out of Sampson. Yeehaw over the top, straight down into Craig Jones. The roller coaster track is absolutely fantastic for motorcycle racing, and it's putting on a show. Ducati Cup, who said that? Toprak, our reigning champion, said after Australia, I'm not going to be racing in World Superbikes much longer. It's just a Ducati Cup. Well, I think the Ducati might be saying, I'm not racing in World Superbike after this. It's just a Toprak Cup. He is coming back with an absolute vengeance, and this is only round 2. Shocker in Australia, but he's still got a second place, remember. Still got a podium with a second place in Australia Race 1. And now here at Superbikes Race 1 at Portugal, he's going on the back. But Toprak, not the best exit. Now we're going to see Nico Bullager use that Ducati power, and he is reining him in this time. He's had to wait a lap, but the Ducati flaunders past the BMW and superbly gets back the lead of the race, goes a bit too deep. Toprak so much faster in the corners, he's stuck back through at turn 2. Bullock does the comeback into 3. Into Lagos we go, up the hill to Luco. Toprak leads, Bullock into second. Amazing fighting between these two. They are swapping the lead of the race between each other. Downhill in towards turn 5, Toprak on the brakes. Oh, big one there. That's the 22 out of the race. That's Alex Lowe's. Alex Lowe's is out of the race. Both Sam and Alex crashed out. And that's a disappointment to Alex, who had made it up inside the top 10. The Toprak really riding that BMW. Says Tal. He really is. It's Craig Jones as well. These two are matching each other. Look at the sector times. That's a shame for Alex, who's walking behind the barrier. Both Lowe's is out then. Let's take a look how he did down at turn 1. So presumably this is him on board. He's going to drop the brake front. Yeah, he's on entry into 1. It's just the front's dipped on him. Nothing he could do there. Let's have a look. Yeah, by the time we join him, he's already flying down in. Now the question is, will those two come together? Is Toprak going to come together with Bulliger there? That's a question. Tito Rabat in 15th position. So, hello, who are we on board with now? Don't know, that was Alex's bike, I think. Here we go, over the line once more. 10 laps to go. We're halfway here in the Superbike Portuguese World Superbike round. Toprak leads, Bullock second. They're separated by absolutely nothing. Coming in towards the first corner. Late to the brakes, just touching it slightly. They really are struggling now. Rabat passes Ryan Vickers up into 15th position. Well, I've been wondering where he is throughout the entire race. We finally got our rider information graphic back on our screen. Instead of me having to look at the timing screen to provide information, we have it back now alongside us. And I'm also delighted to say that I've been told that the rider tracker is being fixed. They've got an issue with the sensors trackside because they haven't used it so far this year at all. They had it in practice 1, then the glitch appeared. So hopefully they'll fix that ASAP. Rehe's not far behind at the moment, which is good to see. What a battle, what a race. And we've got 2 more coming, folks. 2 more races. Now, Bulliger is on the front soft C SC1. Rear is on the SCO. So the front tyre is harder than the rear tyre. It goes backwards in 3. 3 is the hardest. 2 is sort of 2 are one of the mediums. Pirelli do like their C's and S and COs, don't they? Like they do in Formula 1, where they've got 6 tyre compounds and they pick them between the weekends of hard, medium and soft as they come through. But look, a little bit wide there. One of his rear tyres starting to go. These two have pulled out 3.4 seconds to Andrea Loccoletti, who's in a battle of his own with Daniel Petrucci and Javier Verhe. Van der Mark as well has started to drop back over the line. 9 laps to go. Lap 11 of 20 as we continue on here. Down towards that first corner. No, nothing here this time. Battle for third. Loccoletti's closing up. Rightly so, we're focusing on the leaders. Oh, and out goes Zakwan Zanidi. And that's at the top. That's at the exit of Samson's. That's just before the top of the hill. That's a very fast part to go down. At least Rider Tracker's back. Way! Way! Oh, fantastic news! Rider Tracker is back. Well done. Well done to the team down there at World Superbikes. We've been waiting for that. Rider Tracker is back, and you can see exactly what's going on because we've managed to get it sorted. Hey, game on in 2025. Right, now you can see what I'm on about because you've got the top rank, and so that's the 1 and the 11 right together on the circuit. Then they've got a gap further behind as well. So they are starting to close up. Remy Gardner looking good. Yellow flags have been received. Over the top, and down we go into the top of the hill at 10, 11 and 12. Well, that's made my day. That finally they've managed to fix the tracking software. Cheers to everybody at World Superbikes. That was fantastic. Gardner's into P7, says Sean. Yep, Remy Gardner at P7. Moves up, he did that in Sector 1, which is Rel 1, then Rel 2, Rel 3. I don't know why it's in a different language. Sector 1, Sector 2, Sector 3. We'll see how that works. It goes. Toprak to Bulliger then. 2 tenths as we've now finally got this system working, which I'm delighted about. It's taken long enough. Over the top then, Toprak Razgaliolu leads this race, but Bulliger is closing him down towards turn 1. Bulliger looks to the inside line, late on the brakes, not going to go there, but Toprak goes a little bit too wide through the first couple of corners. Bulliger's going to launch on the inside of Lagos. He thought about it. It's too far back, but they are just literally like an inch apart. It's so incredibly tight. I'm glad we don't usually have rider tracker for motorcycle racing. MotoGP don't have one on their app, so I'm very much delighted it's here in World Superbikes. That was a bit of a USP for finally covering Superbikes. I got told, yeah, by the way, free rider tracker and timing. I was like, right, we're doing it. We'll cover it. We'll do the commentary as well. Toprak battling on, 2/10. To keep you in mind, Gardner and Agata separated by half a second. Iannone battling as well with Bassini and Luca Noah. And then we've got Rabat and Ryan Vickers separated by 0.3 of a second. So they're the other close fights on the track. You can monitor those on the rider tracker as well. So Toprak, 47,000 per second coming through. Luca Noah has been overtaken. Yeah, Axel Bassini's into 10th. Michael Luca Noah is down to 11th. So, there was absolutely no separation between Razgalioli and Bulliger in that first sector. The second sector, Bulliger was down by 47 thousandths. Third sector by 39 thousandths. I'm going to be really interested to see what it's like at this last sector as we come across. That Ducati has opened up the taps. It's got absolutely launched over the back, over the inside line, and Bulliger leads again. Toprak must have been saving some tyres there. That was such an easy move from Bulliger. On the inside line, and the 11 leads ahead of the 1. Toprak's looking back on the inside though at Lagos. 2/3 race distance has been completed. That means if the red flag comes out, the race won't be restarted. We've now done enough to declare the race official, and that is the best news possible. Closing back up, Bulliger 140.759, Razgalioli 148.20. He's 61,000 slower that last time around. That's only because Bulliger got such a run. But is he going to make it 4 races in a row and rival that of Toprak Razgalioli, who won 13 races in a row last season? He really was the king of 2024. Bulliger will lead the championship by 43 points right now to Daniele Petrucci, who's only on 44. He will have almost double the points. This is unbelievable start to the season from the Italian rider. But the king of World Superbikes, the Turkish rider Toprak Razgaliolu, is fighting back with every much bit of passion and aggression and frustration he had in Australia. He is attack, 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 attack. 6 to go, coming up then here as they come over the line. 6 laps to go here for the Superbikes race 1 of the weekend. And finally, we get to look at somebody else. This is Locoletti in 3rd with Petrucci in 4th. The gap between them is 1/10 of a second. And this is also an interesting fight. This is Yamaha with Locoletti versus the Ducati of Petrucci. And it's interesting to see that Yamaha, despite the loss of Toprak a couple of years ago, still in competitive format. Still being able to get podiums. Locoletti hasn't had a podium this year, but he's had 18 in total in 148 starts. He's taken 4 now this year as well. As the battle continues to rage on here in what... Was that someone down? Was that someone... I thought I heard someone in my earphones. Javier Verhey in 5th position. Gap 2.7 to Petrux and Locoletti. Bulliger and Razgalioli still separated by 0.2 of a second right now. You can watch them on the rider track, and the 11 and 1 are still very much pinned together. Fascinating race. Here's Michael van der Mark for the Rocket BMW Motorrad World Superbikes team. The BMW, the Dutch rider, going really strongly actually at the moment. He's in 6th position. Had flashes of brilliance this year, hasn't he? There's Remy Gardner. gap now the biggest spin for a while. We can actually see the 1 and 11 together through the speed trap as well. What was the speed? Bulliger 315, Toprak 313 in the speed trap. You can see what the fastest they've been. So that number on your timing screen, just to explain it to you, you've got positioning, rider number, nationality, then you've got the gap between the leader, and then you've got the interval alongside that. Then you've got their best lap time, followed then by their speed trap time of the current lap, and then their highest speed trap of the race so far. That's how the timing tower alongside me here works up in the comms box. We'll try and get that sorted soon to say exactly what it is ahead of race 2 later on. This is going down to the wire, says Sean, and he's closing in on Garner and Agata. Here's the gap, 1.116 seconds as it stands. But 17 riders left here in race 1. We're watching now the leaders of Nicolo Bulliger and Toprak Razgaliolu battling hard over the top into turn 11 and into 12 as well. Cautiously coming through. Rear tyre sliding. Toprak, such control of that BMW, able to send it in any which way direction. Bulliger just has the speed on the straights and it just blows into that the exit with a whoosh straight behind him of Ducati power, but he's gone too deep through gap. Toprak takes the racing line. Again, Bulliger trying to maximise straight line speed. That's what we're seeing with the wide entries and the very, very late apexes. And that's going to cost him because it hasn't worked. Toprak got the better exit. Down in towards the first corner. They're going to go side by side. Toprak pulls to the inside line, last of the late breakers. Toprak takes the lead. He's going to run it in too deep. Bulliger's going to try and get the comeback. He can't. He's gone too far back. Toprak takes the lead. Bulliger again struggling. He's trying to take in the wider lines to maximise the Ducati's straight line speed abilities. He's sacrificing apexes to try and go through, but that's something the BMW doesn't need to worry about. It's good in the corners, and it's using that corner advantage to gain the time. Perfect example, down at turn 5, normal racing line for Toprak. Bulliger having to go deeper on the brakes, straighten it up, and then whoosh, straight back with the throttle. It's two different riding styles, somehow working together. It should be chalk and cheese, but it's being made to work. Two very, very different riding styles around a very difficult racing circuit, somehow complementing each other in terms of time. They've never been less than half a second apart from each other this entire race. It is fantastic. Yeah, Bulliger says rear tyre is dissipating. Yeah, he's on the SCO tyre, so he's on the softest we have here. And it's costing him. And that's why he's having to redo. He can't afford to, through the corners, he can't afford to take the normal racing line and use up the rear tyre with the graining mid-corner. So that's why he's having to stand up and the point and squirt for the bike. But it somehow is working. Is the BMW off pace? Is the Ducati struggling? What's the actual running order? You can't really tell. 3 laps to go. And somehow they're still together down to turn 1. What a great race. What a great championship the Superbikes really is. Got a taste of it last year when I was in the WCR camp with Segment Racing with Maddie Patterson and Mallory Dobbs and Lizzie Whitmore. And you got this real sense of exactly how fast the Superbikes is together. I only saw one race of the Superbikes that weekend because I was so focused on the WCR, but what a fantastic championship, and the atmosphere was unbelievable, and everyone here is just loving having a good time, and it's a lot more closer than what we have in MotoGP at the moment. Meantime, we're seeing Remy Gardner battling with Dominic Agata. So the 87 and the 77 battling for 7th and 8th positions. We come downhill into turn 5. Petrox is closing. Oh, and Gardner goes a little bit too deep. Agata was trying to come back through. These two are teammates, let's not forget. They're not going to run into each other that much. They know not to be daft. So Toprak is going to go back to winning ways. We'll be into the last 2 laps coming up shortly. Over the top. Gardner's actually leading a train here of himself, Agata, Iannone, and Axel Bassini as well. Down through exit of 11 into 12 and 13 at the top of the hill before 14 and 15 the last 2 corners on the circuit here. Go Honda coming through. Absolutely go Honda. Bulloger's got the advantage. Yeah, look at this. He's got the exit corner. Over the top. He'll pull. Where's he going to go? Inside or outside? Yeah, inside line. Toprak knew it was coming. He's not going to even defend it, but he's going to try it with a cutback on the inside line to turn 1. Bulloger takes the lead. Toprak's going to stay with him. Into Lagos of 3. He's lunging up the inside. Bulloger has to sit out. They both go wide. Toprak takes the lead. Anything you can do, I can do better. They are not going to stop these two. Down into turn 5. Bulloger's got the inside. No, he's backed out of it. Toprak leads. This is incredible. This is going to be a last lap showdown. And look at the pace that Bulloger gets out of turn 5. Through 6. Into 7 and 8 at Lagos. So into Samson. Up the hill. Drop over the top at Craig Jones. Surely not into Craig Jones at 9, but Bulloger's looking feisty. 11 and 12. Top of the hill. Toprak goes in very, very deep. Left the apex open. He missed that one by country mile. Bulloger actually hit the apex for a change. They're starting to have the advantage back. Remember, at one point last year, we thought Bulloger could have potentially got the VR46 seat in place of Antonio for the final few races of the season last year. Yeah. Now look at him, proving that he maybe does deserve a seat elsewhere. But this is the World Superbikes. It's just as much being a world champion here as it does in MotoGP. It'll be a one-lap showdown around Portimao to decide this first race. And here we go. Bulloger pulls to the inside line. He's practicing that. Toprak, if this was the last lap, he would have just won the race. Down into turn 1. Toprak defends the inside. Bulloger looks to the outside. Early on the brakes into the first corner. Toprak lay on the brakes, but still makes the apex. Iannone has got ahead of Gardner and Agata. So up into 7th place has gone Iannone. He's got ahead of both of them. Hope we get to see that move shortly. Down and towards turn number 5. It was fine through 2, 3 and 4. Anything here on the braking zone. Toprak defends that inside line. Don't drop it here, folks. They've got it up. 6, easy. Can't overtake into Samson. Next opportunity is turn 10 and 11. Bulloger's going to have to do this one on the line. I've got a feeling it's going to be a line side by side the way this race is going. Oh, and Toprak nearly dropping in at Craig Jones. Getting on the curb on the switchback. It's lost in time. It's corrupted him into turn 11. Final sector. Bulloger lifts up the bike, pushes the tyre down. Toprak, the front tyre looking so disobedient. Into 13. Toprak's really struggling on the front tyre. It can't be nerves. He's a world champion. Bike steps up a little bit. Bulloger's looking planted. Toprak not feeling the nerves, but feeling the bike. It's twitching under him. Both tyres on the extreme edge. One more corner to go. 7-story drop. Fight out to the line. It's going to be side by side. Toprak gets a poor exit. The rear tyre slides. Bulloger's going to go to the outside. Over the line. Toprak wins race 1 here at Portimao in fine fashion. 67 thousandths of a second over the line to Nicolo Bulloger. First podium of the year for Andrea Localetti. Daniel Petrucci finishes in 4th. Javier Verhey in 5th. Vandermark in 6th. Iannone up to 7th after a 10th-place penalty. Agata, Bassini, Gardner runs down to 10th. What a race. And a camaraderie between Toprak and Nicolo, who handshake and say that was close. What a race. 0.067 of the line. And Toprak is back. What's his celebration going to be this time around? Misery in Australia. Difficult start to the weekend in practice 1, but has dominated ever since then. He does a huge stoppie down the hill into turn 5. That's how you do it. And he's got a jetpack as his celebration. Or is it? It's aeroplane wings he's got on him to fire down into the field. What an absolute amazing race. Toprak wins, Bulliger in second, Localetti third, Petrucci's fourth, Vieje fifth, Vandermark, Iannone, Agata, Bassini and Garner your top 10. The race results are confirmed. Then it's Lucanoa, Gerloff, Sofagulu, Mackenzie, Rabat, Vickers, O'Halloran. And then out of the race were Zardi, both Alex and Sam Lowes, Yardi Montella, Scott Redding and Avio Bautista at the last laps. What a opening race of the year for the European season. And kicking off here, Australia delivered a masterclass with Bulliger, and now I fear we're back into the Toprak era. What a fantastic race. Side by side, throughout everything, and 0.067 at the line. There isn't much better, really, is there, for that one? Really, really isn't. Such command, such style as well. Really was, I think, a surprise there. I know I enjoyed that a lot, and I hope you did at home as well for that one. Let's check in with some live audio then from trackside.
That race victory, the pole, the fastest lap, it looks perfect, but he really had to earn it. And I think that when we see him in Parc Ferme, he'll be delighted as much as anything else just to have had to have a battle like that. And for Andrea Locatelli to get himself into Parc Ferme as well, very well deserved. I think it's fair to say that our 3 podium finishers have given everything they have.
It is. Let's check in with TNT.
Turkish Airlines are flying again here at Portimao. He didn't quite get airborne this time. I thought wings were supposed to give you lift in this configuration, but I think it gave him more downforce. But the rocket launchers are on board, and Toprak flies his way to his first victory of 2025. Tozand, I know you're listening to me down in Parc Ferme, ready for the interviews. Mind your head, because they are very, very wide indeed. It's like a Dreamliner as he makes his way down into Parc Ferme. So be careful, be careful. Bulliger's on his way in now, and then Locatelli will follow. 3 different manufacturers on the podium. What was the rest of the race? Petrucci, top independent, so he will be in Parc Ferme as well. He's actually now gone level with Iannone for the lead in the Independence Championship. Vieje was 5th from Vandermark, and that great scrap there with Iannone, Agata, Bassani and Gardner all with them. Lecuona, despite his many injuries recently, was 11th for Honda. Gerloff getting some points on the board for Kawasaki. Then it's Sofoglu, Tasmak and Rabat completing the points positions. Charles Davis there is just off to the right-hand side. Now this could be interesting. I hope there's not too narrow a gap to get through for Toprak Razgatlioglu as he just tips off to the right-hand side. Hopefully not too much turbulence. Fasten your seatbelts. Oh, keep your arms in. Turkish Airlines lands just about on time here at Portimao. Look out for James Tozand as we look down from the drone. He'll be down there somewhere as well. Yes, there he is, clapping. Yeah, look at James. Yeah, hello. You're right. Yeah, good stuff. Anything to get on the telly, anything to get on the telly. They're quite wide, aren't they, those wings? Andrea Locatelli now making his way around the corner and down into Parc Ferme. Oh, mind your head, Russell. Oh, he's been wiped again. Oh, he's hit Locatelli on the head as well. It's exactly what happened last year. I hope he keeps those on for the interview. Great stuff, though, from Andrea Locatelli and his crew chief, Tom O'Kane, who came across from MotoGP. Paul Denning had been trying to get him for a very long time. There's Chris Gontior. Serafino Fotti doesn't look very impressed with those wings, trying to keep out of the way. What's he got written on the back of there? Fighter, what's it? Turkish fighter. Turkish fighter, I think he's got written on there this time. We'll see if he can do a spin for us when James does the interview and show us exactly, as he now takes those wings off, what's written on them. Toprak wins from Bulliger and Locatelli, but Petrucci now tying for the lead of the Independent Riders Championship is with JT.
I am, Greg, thank you. I know you're not too pleased with that, didn't you? You're looking at the front tyre. You had a problem with that?
Yeah, sincerely, I was not, let's say, pushing a lot at the beginning for keep the rear tire for the end, but after mid-race, I start to suffer with the front tire. Feels like that the pressure goes high, and I start to feel a little bit of pumping, especially in the last 2 corners. Loca was much faster on that 2 corners, and I had only the chance in at the end of the straight, but I was always too far. But yeah, anyway, I missed the podium. The 3rd position was possible. We'll try tomorrow.
Good luck, Danilo.
Thank you.
Yeah, obviously a fantastic result for him, but what a even better result for me is this man here we're going to speak to next, hopefully, Andrea Locatelli. We know how well he's been riding on the Yamaha this year. We know how down on pace it is compared to the BMW. Just congratulating Toprak there. Danilo Petrucci obviously on the Ducati, but Andrea Locatelli is just saying congratulations to Paul Denning, the team manager. It's not been an easy time, has it, for Yamaha? Obviously they lost Jonathan Rea. Just at the time Jonathan was feeling really confident on the Yamaha, he had that massive injury in Phillip Island, broke his left foot in several places. He's got screws in there. We know he's going to be here on Sunday, so we look forward to seeing Jonathan here and having an update. But before we get Andrea Locatelli, actually, we've got Nicola Bulliger. What a battle that was. Even though you'll be disappointed not to win, but you must be pretty happy to be battling with Toprak here at Portimao.
Yeah, like you said, this is a Toprak track, so battle with him here, it means that we made a step from last year. We are even more competitive, so I'm really happy to fight with him, and especially here, because like I said, this is a Toprak track, and honestly I'm happy, but we have to adjust some small things just for try to be more aggressive with him for overtake. But anyway, like I said, fight with him here in Portimao, it means that the next races we will be very strong.
As soon as you got off the bike, I saw you go over to Zambenedetti and tell him something that you were struggling with. Do you mind just giving us an idea of what you're finding most difficult today in the race?
Yeah, I would like to adjust something electronic part, because we are not 100%. We can improve a little bit, especially with the traction control. So I will try to improve this part.
Spectacular race. Congratulations, Nicolo.
Thank you.
It really was. Well done. And as we go now, I'm sure that we've got Andrea Locatelli just getting an interview here. You can see there's loads of TV here at Portugal with the interest of superbike racing, and it's because the racing is fantastic. But before Andrea Locatelli, we've got both of them now. We're going to double up on the interview, but no, let's have the Turkish Airlines Super. I must say, it's a massive upgrade on the aeroplane wings that you had from last year.
Yeah, this is much better because this is fighter, and for me it's a not easy race. Every lap I'm pushing more than 100%, especially after 8 laps. I'm not used to riding the bike because I'm lose the front and rear front. You know, I'm always fighting every lap and almost all corner.
And it looks like, sorry to interrupt, it looks like you've got confidence going in, but mid-corner and coming off, the Ducati seems a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, the Ducati is the biggest advantage, acceleration. In the corner and acceleration, because, okay, I'm trying hard braking, bike stopping, but bike not acceleration when I'm open gas. And especially the last laps, I start to lose a lot front tire because I'm pushing so hard on the brake. And he's a big advantage, corner exit. I'm always try to do more hard braking and try to keep the line. Anyway, you know, we are win, but I am also riding the limit. It looks like we need to improve a lot for tomorrow. And the hot conditions, bike, you know, the grip is not like a test, you know. But if we are improved some grip, I think tomorrow we are easy fighting.
You chose the softer tire. Do you think you would do that tomorrow in the same conditions? Was it okay?
I think yes. I think because I like this tire and I feel it's not bad. And also I see just the Ducati is all corner exit. Here's a big advantage. We need to improve there. We will see. I see also yesterday, I understand, but we don't have a time for set up the bike. You know, we missed the FP1. We are not make a setup 100%. Anyway, we see in the race, and for tomorrow we will improve.
Right, it's not 100%, but it's certainly 100% of a result there. Congratulations, Toprak.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely fantastic. Well done, buddy. And last but very not least, we are going to get round to talking to Andrea Locatelli, because I think that was arguably one of the rides of the race and one of the rides of the season so far. And as we were talking about Jonathan Rea, big shoes to fill, a lot of expectations on Jonathan Rea. He was in the shadow, this man, Andrea Locatelli, of Jonathan Rea. But this year and last year as well, he has ridden absolutely fantastic, Andrea. And I say, the first Yamaha, you did a great... That must be one of your best rides, even though it's obviously not the best podium, but one of your best rides.
No, exactly. I mean, it's a podium, so it's not a victory, but it's a good podium. It's something positive for me. It's only a second race of the championship. We know that the championship is quite long. We have a lot of opportunity, and I always trust in myself. Before to come here, I was thinking just I need to give all my 100%, and then what happened, we never know. But I mean, the feeling was good with the bike. We was working well until Friday. We was making long run yesterday. We prepare really well the race at the moment, so I need to be really, really happy. I need to be proud of myself, proud of everyone, because in the end, I think we do an amazing job for what we have at the moment. But anyway, I repeat, it's only a podium. It's not a win, but it's a good start. It's a bit because I think in Phillip Island my potential was really higher, but was really difficult there. Try make a podium, so we do here. So this is something positive for me for sure.
Since you moved to the other side of the garage with Tom O'Kane, we were talking with our team on the way to the circuit this morning, and now Andrea Locatelli is in the mix of the riders, top riders in World Superbikes. You are no longer the best of the rest in the second group. You are really showcasing yourself in a much better light this year and last year as well.
Yeah. I think year by year I get confidence with the bike, get confidence in myself. In the end, we need to fighting with a champion like Toprak, and we know I have a lot of experience on this championship. So to beat him at the moment is quite difficult. But I think we are not so far. I think I have a good confidence on the bike. And I think, and I hope on the future I can fight and also for winning, because I think we can deserve it. So let's do like this. For me, it's a school at the moment. Just pushing like I say, I pushing always on the limit. Try to get feeling from myself. I try to push the limit higher in myself. So this is at the moment what I want to do.
You should be very proud of yourself, Andrea. Well done. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Back to you, Rachel.
Thanks so much, JT. Yeah, that was a long stint down there in Park Fermé, wasn't it? 4 interviews, 4 brilliant interviews as well, James. Yeah, Andrea Locatelli, he's matched his best ever result from Portimao, but he seemed a little bit disappointed. He wants more, obviously wants to win. But when you've got the likes of Nicolo Bulega and Toprak battling how they did there, it's going to be pretty difficult.
James said it a minute ago, didn't he? We had a really interesting conversation on the way into the circuit this morning, and I was talking about the job that Andrea was doing on that Yamaha. You know, we know that the Yamaha is struggling a little bit with speed at the moment, and this place isn't a place where you want to be struggling with speed. You know, they got that new aero on the bike, which in theory puts some sort of downforce onto the bike, keeps the front a little bit more planted on the ground. But one thing it does do is take away top speed. So, you know, Andrea coming here and putting the bike on the podium at a track like this, I think it was a fantastic result. He'll be looking at it because he's a racer, like Toprak with the qualifying lap. Andrea will be thinking to himself, yeah, all right, it was a podium, but I was like 5 seconds behind, you know, and that's what he'll be looking at, and that's what he'll be trying to improve on. But that's what all champions do, you know. Let's not forget the year he had in Supersport like 3 years ago or whatever. He absolutely obliterated everybody. He's a class rider on not the best package at the moment, but he's put it on the podium in front of a lot of other Ducatis and a lot of other good bikes. Good job.
Yeah, great result then for Locatelli and for Yamaha. Let's go back, though, to talk about the top two, shall we? Because we have to. It was a complete ding-dong battle, wasn't it? We didn't really know. We thought Toprak might run away with it, but unfortunately, at the beginning, he didn't get the best of starts, which was an unusual mistake for Toprak.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic start, actually. He started on pole, obviously. You watch him here, just gets the clutch out, and I don't know whether or not he made a mistake shifting from first to second, but you see him just lose a load of spaces there. Maybe the quick shifter, yeah, down to 6 into turn 1, like so unlike him. But it puts you in such a predicament because everybody in the first lap is looking for an opportunity. You know, there's a lot of barging and banging going on. In a second, you're going to see Alvaro Bautista and Scott Redding go down on the first lap here, and you don't want to get caught up in anybody else's accident. Toprak obviously worked his way forward, started passing people. But there you can see, you know, he's behind Domi Agata. It was so unlike him to go backwards. Usually he's like attack off the start, like brakes later than everybody else, straight into first position, and then controls the race from there. But yeah, completely different.
On the contrary, you couldn't really fault Bulega, could you? Absolutely perfect start. You thought he was going to run away with it, but then Toprak was doing Toprak things and started to come back. And one particular move we absolutely loved was this one on Danilo Petrucci, Jane.
That was savage. That was so brutal. Danilo Petrucci is one of the hardest riders in this championship. He's got the heart of a lion and will not give an inch, let alone and around the outside down through turn 8, Jones's corner. That corner is like you have to be so brave. I nearly said you need
Don't go
No,
there.
I won't go there. But anyway, you do, right? And he went around the outside of Danilo Petrucci there, and Danilo's probably sitting there thinking to himself, how on earth did he just do that? But what a fantastic manoeuvre and what a fantastic race.
Well, you can see the Turkish fighter then, as he labelled himself today with the aeroplane wings on the top step for the first time this weekend here in Portimao. And with that in mind, let's go down to Greg with this podium.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Big aspirations, Shane, perhaps, is what he had there to get around the outside of the Jones corner. But here is Locatelli. And as Shakey's just said, he had that incredible Supersport season en route to the title. From 15 races, he was on the podium 13 times and won 12 times to win that title 5 years ago. First podium of the year then for Locatelli and for Yamaha. Nicolò Buliga, son of Davide Buliga, a former racer himself in 250 Grand Prix and World Supersport. But Toprak opens his account for 2025 on his quest for a third title and his second in succession. Give me a slider and I'll give you the warmest hug in the paddock. Well, I'm sure he will be throwing sliders, knees, elbows into the crowd at the end of this ceremony. First one, of course, for BMW as well. And it's Andy Carroll this time, the lead technician, who makes his way up onto the rostrum for what is the 33rd victory for BMW in the Superbike World Championship. Their first was back at Donington Park in 2012 with Marco Melandri.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please, your respect for the national anthem of the winning rider, the national anthem of Turkey. And now for the first time in Superbike in Portugal in 2025.
No anthem for the manufacturers. That's been changed for 2025.
On the podium now, is Andrew Carroll going to get involved in this? Or is he
But we
going to
do, of
escape
course, still
before the
have the
Prosecco
spraying
starts
of the Prosecco. Oh, Toprak doesn't realise there's not a second anthem. That's changed this year, Toprak. We would have ordinarily heard the German anthem for BMW, so he gets out of the way. He doesn't want to be involved in this. The Prosecco shower. That shows that Toprak wasn't watching the podium ceremonies to celebrate those Budiga wins back in Australia.
Congratulations.
Andy Carroll loving this up on the podium as well.
If we could please invite...
Yes, Toprak dived off the podium when I was there at Donington Park, and I got sprayed by Adrian Bautista very nicely as well at the end of race one. So thank you very much to Adrian for that one at Donington. Can't wait for us to be trackside again, bringing you the coverage this year and the podium ceremony back over the podium.
As well, in that race, 6 riders failed to finish, 17 making
Just join with Toprak.
the checkered flag.
Before I come out and talk to them, race one podium and
Nice as well to see Lockett and Toprak back on the podium together. Former teammates, of course, at Yamaha. Last in 2023.
Well, there's your standings. Nicolò Buliga on 82 points. Toprak's on 45. He's a point clear to Andrea Iannone. But Toprak Brascolioli wins here. A fantastic race. Race 2 coming your way tomorrow. But we will have on JB Motorsports 2 coming up the practice session for MotoGP. Qualifying will be back live here. And then tomorrow, warm up on JB Motorsports 2, sprint pole race, and then the race 2 all live on JB Motorsports. Thanks for your company. Toprak Brascolioli then is back in business. He wins race 1 here at the Algarve. We'll see you tomorrow for more Superbike action. Next up, MotoGP. Stay with us. Bye-bye.